you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
It's always a pleasure being in this program, presenting Ahezaah signs of the time for the world today. And one of the things that we're going to deal with in this particular program is dealing with relationships with the Lord Most High. Now, many people believe their relationship with the Lord, those who go to different places of worship, whether it's a church, synagogue, masjid, they base their relationship more on an emotional, than of a spiritual. Those who get up in the church and singing and dancing or feeling good when the music is playing or the minister is preaching, hit them certain tunes and chords and they get caught in the moment, relating that to being spiritual, but really they're more on an emotional ride. And they don't know how to, come out of that and go into the more spiritual aspects of what the Lord is sending down of His Spirit to them. And so we're going to try to, dispel those rumors of misunderstandings if the Lord so wills in this program. So with that, you sit back and relax and enjoy what you hear today. My brother, as we progress on this program, touching on many topics that people may not really be familiar with or may turn them into their own religion, to look further deeper than just beyond the surface of what the Lord is sending down to them. How do you look at those people that take the religions, whether it be Muslim, Christian, Jew, and just deal on the external of the emotional content?
Yeah, one external being the emotional.
Right.
And in doing so, being only of the emotional, they have don't get an opportunity to learn the distinction between the emotional and the spiritual.
Right.
And then so being disconnected from the spiritual, not understanding spirituality and reality of what it is, they don't ultimately learn how to get into the true relationship with the Lord of all worlds. Very important, the most important relationship that we have, and I would venture to say the only true relationship, because all other things emanate, come from how we relate to the Lord of all worlds personally. Our personal creator.
That's right.
Creator, Savior is His name.
Sure.
Yeah.
Lord Holy-Apostle Deen.
I just want to let the audience know that we're not speaking in absolute.
Right.
Of course, that there are some people who are in these particular congregations, these assemblies, that are not of the emotional aspect of the religion, but there are some who we believe that may understand the difference between spirituality and emotionalism.
Right. Yes, sir. Like I said, it's a blessing from the Lord Most High, to come in contact with the messenger and prophet of Ahezaah about this day and time, and be taught the distinction, the separation of the two, because coming through Christianity, and going to church on many Sundays, getting into the spirit, that some people say they catch the Holy Ghost, shouting and dancing. The language again,
Spirit, when it was an emotional release.
Right, and they get to dancing and shouting, hallelujah, going forth and going on, not to knock anyone, but at the same time, not understanding as a young man, teenager growing up in the church how to separate, because nobody really taught and educated us the difference between emotionalism and being spiritual. And now it's coming in this day and time with the Lord sitting in Lord Holy-Apostle Deen today, breaking part of that, breaking of the seals, and understanding, realizing, to come from the emotional content into the more spiritual aspect, your relationship with the Lord Most High, and how we send down the Spirit upon you and within you, that you become reviving and moving, and have your being in it, and not just the tones and the music, because it all plays an effect on your psyche, on your mental makeup,
Giving us the reality of the true relationship, that spiritual relationship with our Lord of all worlds, our Lord Ahezaah, is something that is not just would not just be centered around music or your Sunday or Friday or whatever your religious congregation days are. Congregate with the people. It would be related in however and wherever you are in your life, whether you're at work or whether you are at home or whether you are traveling between the two or in your relating. Matter of fact, your true relationship with the Lord of all worlds, our true relationship with the Lord of worlds, could be something that is manifested and shown in how successfully or unsuccessfully we relate to our people that we're relationship to, that our loved ones, our colleagues at employment or something like that, But particularly our relationship with our loved ones, people that we're related to, that's where most of the problems and most of the joys and the disappointments
and the pain
that we get in life, and that is measured. That is given us. That is measured by that true relationship that you have with your Lord of all worlds, and in doing so, having that relationship, relating to your Lord every day, and working on that relationship. The most importantly, working on that relationship every day. Thus, we put ourselves in a position to be guided and properly taught and shown how to ultimately relate to the creation of the world that we've been put out, amongst the creation that is our parents and our children and our spouses.
So, Lord Holy-Apostle,
yeah, what you're speaking to is being able to accept blessings and the hardships.
Right.
Well, let me say the ease and the hardships as blessings.
Right.
Because once you're on the straight path, and you're guided by wisdom, you're more able to recognize hardships as being trials of blessings more so than curses.
Right.
Because there's always some good that you can get out of a hardship if you're right with the Lord Most High.
And that's one of the things that He's blessed me to learn, looking at what the Lord has sent down to us and understanding the ties that bind, that many mention during matrimonial ceremonies, but not really understanding the true gel, the thing, the glue that holds everything together is your relationship with your Lord Most High that you was touching on, like what Apostle Deen was talking about. That glue, the glue is the binder, it is the before, after, and all in between, that many people think they're just married to one another when they're in a relationship with one another. But in reality, you're in a relationship with the Lord as well as that spouse. And part of, we always talk for years, coming through Islam is what? Half your religion is what? Is marriage.
Yes.
And the other half is what? Surrender to your Lord. But He's break it down for us now. Half your religion is part of your submission to it and following His commandments and His order. In spite, like He said, the situation it's put in, it's all good. But many people, when the hardships come on many people, many times they do what? They blame the spouse, not looking to the one that actually brought you together because the cause and the effect.
We're not looking to the one that is the solution to those problems, Not looking to that one in the beginning.
Well, how about the more universal answer to that that we've discussed before about being married to life itself? Because the first part of your religion, the first half, is that marriage to the Lord Most High, which most people don't understand. Some people say, how can you marry someone who's not here? How can you marry someone that you can't see? How can you love someone that you can't see or feel? Well, in spirituality, those things come to life. It's a whole different situation. But everything beneath that, everything after you and your relationship with the Lord Most High is equal. So your spouse is as equal as the spring in the mountain or the waterfall. You understand? Or the birds. Everything, you're married to life itself. So you should treat life itself, in the service of the Lord in the most righteous manner. And then that will bring you into the fullness of your submission or your religion, your worship and religion.
Yes.
Lord, what we say that's the avenue that the Lord of all worlds has given us, the means that has given us to relate to it, in that way, by relating to our spouses and to the creation around us.
Yeah, I've just taken it to another level.
Right.
Which in actuality, most people can't understand the Far Eastern religious thinking in terms of that. We in this side of the world, we've been taken away from that. We deal with the physical more so, the most present, the most immediate present thing. Right. How many of us can equate our spouse with the garden that's outside our home? You know, how many of us can relate that, can look out there and see our spouse when she's not there or he's not there, and relate that, and relate that the whole entire universe as a part of your home, your house, you know? It's your view outside your home. It's a part of the whole thing. So why not love that and cherish that as a gift from the Lord Most High?
So that's one of the reasons why the Lord have you here today, because these are the things that many people searching for. A happy relationship, you know, with their spouse. But like he said, it takes everything into connection, bringing the harmony of everything coming together. Everything created from the one, return back to the one. And in that, the Lord has showed us that you have the harmony and what is sitting down for you of its will for you to follow it. You know, because I know when we always read in the Quran, you know, for example, I used to say, you know, your wife, your children, your spouse are a trial for you. Now, many people look at that and look right to the, I want to find the trial in that. But he just said, everything from it is good. Now, they don't look for ease in everything that is sitting down. You know, they look for that person, like I said before, you know, going back and forth. But if they're missing that thing that's holding together, that's binding together, the Lord Most High itself, if we enter that into our relationships, then we would come back to what Holy Apostle was saying about everything being in harmony. You know, you look at the garden and your spouse.
I guess that might be that they don't look at the very reality that's right in front of them, that's been laid out in front. We're talking about the garden, we're talking about our everyday relating with our loved ones and like our relationship with nature and the earth that we're bound by. And by doing that, and if we say we did that every day, that's as we touched upon, that's a practice in truly relating with your Lord of all worlds on an everyday basis, on a continuum.
Well, how about having an appreciation for everything being a trial? You know, like, you know, in spirituality, it takes you, when you have an understanding of spirituality, mysticism, so to speak, the Lord gives you a greater insight in terms, like you said, your wives and your children are a trial for you. Your very hands are a trial for you.
Right.
You know, people do things with their hands and they glorify themselves.
Right.
And forget to give the glory to the Lord. They write a dissertation or they write a poem and other people praise them and they accept the praise. And that's a trial. Your brain, your mind is a trial for you. You know, so you know, in spirituality, what we're trying to do in as Ahezaah has given us in the community I had is to turn you towards the whole.
Right.
To recognize the one in the all, and the all in the one. Right? So everything is a trial, but you know, when you get it in the covenant of Muhammad in the Holy Quran, you know, Allah is mercifully giving us stepping stones, so to speak, so that we can go higher, making it so that you know all the people can understand. So we give that scenario about the wives and the children being a trial for you, but everything, as we know, is a trial.
So that's saying that with that Lord Holy-Apostle, with each trial, in appreciating the trials, the function and use of them is to take us on the next level and the next level by recognizing the trial of a loved one or the experience of relationships, so to speak.
Well, everything is about taking steps.
Right.
Everything you involved in is about taking the next step. You know, we have a practice in spirituality in trying to understand, in other words, trying to see the Lord in everything, trying to understand the Lord in everything. You know, and so many people who have no idea about the unseen reality, they limit themselves to only the physical thing. So, you know, we have an inside and outside. You know, there's two things, two sides of everything. We have the inside and the outside. The inside of religion is dealing with the unseen and the more real. The outside is dealing with the seen and the less real, the more illusion to the real. You see, but people being confused, they have a tendency to see the illusion as the real and the real as the imagined.
Yeah, so true, so true. That's one of the things that many people have a hard time with when they read the Lord's books. You know, His covenants sent down, as it said in one of His covenants, the Quran. You know, it said those who believe in Ahezaah and the unseen first. And many people, you start mentioning these things of spirituality, the people, you know, but I seeking to see the Lord in all things. They say, all right, brother, you're going too deep, or you're getting out there with it. But no, but that part of that relationship and you're relating to the Lord and it relating to you, it's going to have to show you these signs of itself, that it is your Lord. Like He said, I will show you signs within yourself and upon your right, that you know I'm your Lord. Back to the whole thing the Lord was saying about the duality, the inner and the outer. Most people, when they deal with the outer, the physical, the immediate, then they put their hand on it's tangible. I can touch that. But I either said they're showing us so much more now that would help the individual and individuals grow together in a relationship with the Lord, that what the Lord's bringing forth now for this day and time.
Would that be neglect on the individual by not recognizing the importance of the inner or the unseen? You know, and that so many things manifest from their relationship in an unseen realm, and then it comes out, their moods, or so to speak, it comes out in how they relate with people, or how things, whether they're successful or not successful in something they're trying to do. You know, when we talk about the importance of the inner, and how vast it is as compared to what the outer is about.
Exactly, you know. One of the blessings that the Lord is sending down today for us as a people, I mean the whole of humanity, mankind, as we say within the community of A.H.A.D, that the reality of the Lord in His presence is here. And that you can seek the Lord in this time and this day for yourself and seek that relationship with the Lord. Have that personal relationship that the Lord's speaking about that would help you individually first. Before you can go anything, give anything to anyone, you got to be able to accept the whole of yourself and it giving what it gives to you today. And the Lord is blessing us now to accept what is sitting down of this truth. And Lord Holy-Apostle, one of the first, like I said, back to what we talking about full circle again, coming through the Christian way, coming through church and into Islam. And nobody really spoke and taught because many people don't really understand, again, emotionalism, what true spirituality is. So they leave you many times, the believer, the souls who seeking truth, in the lurch. I don't know how to give it to you, so therefore we don't really deal on it.
Right. They don't teachers yet don't know.
Right.
They don't even know themselves. They're just put in positions as mouthpieces or something like, something that relates to emotional oratory.
I think you had made you questioned, you said, was there a neglect on the part of the people? Yes, it is a neglect on the part of the people not fulfilling their obligations to their religion in dealing with the unseen, dealing with spirituality, because, people say, like, how can you deal with something that you can't see? Show me air. You cannot see air. You can see things in the air,
yes,
but you cannot see the air.
Right.
And you know that air is very real, So it's a matter of acceptance, recognition goes, you have to go in to find recognition of the unseen. Many people don't realize that we have various levels of our being, like we have 6 bodies of being.
Oh, yes.
And most people just deal with their physical, their emotional, and being.
Right.
But when it comes to, and mental being.
Right.
But when it comes to dealing with the other levels of our being, we really don't have a sense of that. And one of the great things that the Lord has given me for the people to understand is about the soul.
Yes.
How many people know what the soul is? We think the soul is emotional, or the spirit. But the soul is beyond the spirit. The spirit is a messenger of the soul, which comes in conscience. Right. It comes in your conscience, So we understand that the soul is even greater, but the people will have to get this information that we have on paper to, maybe sit down and study it, because we can't give it all in this forum because it's not enough time.
True teaching the spirituality. This is the distinction between teaching the spirituality as opposed to the displays of emotion that people have in there.
As opposed to the outer forms of religion. Because most people think religion is just going to church, showing up in church or the temple or what have you, and they think that the Lord is pleased with them if they show up, and then when they leave, it's like going home undressing. They leave that behind. They undress. And most of the people, they undress, But, I remember as a child, people used to say, don't spit in front of the church.
Oh, yeah.
The Lord will be mad. But you know, the church of the Lord is the whole creation.
Yes.
You know, the throne of the Lord is the whole creation. So what are we saying? You know, if we take the Lord and put it in certain spaces and not in other spaces, just like the Muslims, I've heard Muslims say, don't mention the Lord in the bathroom. Well, that's Hadithites that call themselves Muslims, the people that's in this new religion of Hadithism.
Yes.
They say don't say the name of the Lord in the bathroom, you know, and what have you. Or they say if you have cats or if you have a dog in your house, the angels are not going to come in your house. And things like that. They limit the Lord, they limit the angels, they make up these new rules, and it becomes some broken off faction of a religion that's untrue.
Definitely. One of the things that the Lord is blessing us now, and we touched on it because it all goes hand in hand. The Lord will let you know now to take the books that have been sent down to each individual group and apply it to life, seeking that relationship with the Lord Most High. You know, to make it real in everyday life.
And put those books together.
Yes, sir. Because part of
them books together.
Yes, sir. The Lord let you know that this is the time that we've been fragmented for so long in religion itself, the ways of life that the Lord has sent down, and people taking their portion of that part of what they've been given and hold on to it, not forsaking all the others that draw us back together into the oneness. Lord Holy-Apostle Deen is a sign of the Lord for this day and time, and the sign of the saving grace of the Lord to call back to the true way, to the one way, that all the measure prophets brought forth in different times, in different languages, to different people, that people today of religion, again, neglect or don't want to deal with, again, that relationship that the Lord is sending down today, you know.
But not taking Ahezaah law as being real and even above and beyond the books and their teachings. They gotta know that, whether they can measure it or not. How would one just limit himself to one book, limit him or herself to one book or one mode of teaching, and not even venture to look into look at another book or something like that? But even if they choose not to look at another book, how could they deny that another book is true?
Well, one thing,
element of teaching.
If I may add,
Yes,
reason that they can do that is because they are taught to do that.
Oh yeah.
They are raised by people who teach them from early age to turn away from every other book. You have religions that say if you look in another book, you will be cursed.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing they said to the slaves. If we catch you reading, you will be cursed. We will kill you. We will beat you. We will whip you. So, you know, they doing the same thing in the religions that say if you look at another religious book, you're going to be whipped. You're going to be beat. You're going to be, you know, brought down by the Lord.
Right.
Because all those others is of the devil. When we know that even in the Bible itself, it's compiled of many books.
Right. It's the title Bible, you know. So
many books, yes.
You know, people don't understand, like you said. I used to show it that they, like, for example, like the Bible, they take Genesis, you know, Leviticus. Those are all books, making up many books in the book, the Bible itself. But the Lord is letting us know now. It is sitting down the book for this day and time, the book of the covenant for this day, the Bible recitation, sometimes the holy clarify for the world, for the people to. When it comes forth and be put forth, that you would analyze and go to the other books. See, part of the thing that people are afraid of, I believe, you know, I'm not going to speak naturally, we've always been taught, that many people are scared to venture out beyond their own sphere, their own circle, their circumference, a comfort zone, to go look into it. And many people become drunk or intoxicated with what they're being taught and leave it at that. You know, I'm fine at where I'm at, you know, but
stagnated.
And they're right. The Lord's they become stagnated in what it's showing now, but I think what the Lord said through different prophets, different times, that seek not from here unto China, said the Mama. Seek not from cradle to the grave. Now, many people who are true seekers will understand the language to go out. What was in China? Taoism, Buddhism, all these things that people back then trying to draw you back into the one.
Just certainly the lesson just says just to seek knowledge from outside.
See,
the
understand
area you're sitting.
Don't forget about the one, seek the knowledge of truth wherever you may find it.
Definitely, you know. And like Ahezaah always taught us for years, that knowledge is experience. Now, if you don't go out beyond what you've been given, and it's like he said again, neglect is on many of the believers or sit in their communities. They don't venture out for their home, you know. Yes, you hear your minister, your preacher, your rabbi teaching you, but now it's for you to investigate of the book for yourself.
Or venture within for their own, you know, for sure, you know.
Oh, yeah.
what their conscience is telling them, what their heart, what it is that they're truly feeling about what is true and what is not true. If there are any questions or any doubts or something like that, to give them to those people that they're sitting before. They're supposed to be an authority to teach them and something like that. If there's any inkling of a question, because as Lord Holy-Apostle pointed out, you can be taken advantage of from when you're a small child.
Definitely, and that's where the experience comes in at. That's where your relationship comes in. That relationship with the Lord for yourself is the key. Yes, I've been hearing this man preach to me. Now, I got to make the book a reality for myself. The Lord said it's here to be found. It says a precious jewel that was hidden amongst many things, but nobody sought it out. It's your time now to seek out the Lord for yourself, so you can be a witness bearer, to stand firm on the foundation the Lord gave you today, to realize that it is present now. And it is present here because Lord Holy-Apostle Deen is a sign that it's being present for this day and time. The world is going astray, the Lord is showing you today. And that relationship that the Lord keeps hearkening unto you, those who look through with their books of the Bible, the Quran, you true believers that are seeking that. The time is now for you to come out from the community. The Lord said something in the Bible that's irrelevant. The people that are called by name, if they will hearken unto the Lord and hear me, I will heal them. But how many people really want to be healed, want to be brought together? When I mean their family, I mean the family of you. See, people want to deal, like he said again, with externals, my physical family. But if you ain't together wholly individually, because you individualize, you many parts making up a whole, if you ain't pulled together back into the one, then how can you ever be able to venture out and help or be guided to help someone else in what's going on today? The Lord is sending you now that time, that day for you to be healed, to come into unity, come into His oneness.
Excuse me, but we're coming to the last days. We are definitely in the last days, and so many people don't understand what the last days are. It's the last days of an organizational rule for certain people. It's the last days for certain habits, certain things that has been transpiring in the world. It's the last days. We getting ready to go over into another 7,000 year time period. We just ending up on one. So it's the last days of the past 7,000 year period. And this thing is very real. And we have to, as a people, as human beings, we have to believe and try to relate our lives to the messages that's been sent down. And the last two holy messages that have been sent down before this day was in the Holy Quran, right? And the other one for this day was Revelation. Okay, even though it was sent 2,000 years ago, but it was for this day. And the Holy Quran, which most people don't understand, is a book of prophecy about this day, not about heaven. What people try to fantasize it and emotionalize it, and every time you read it, they make you think that you got to look towards the stars or to heaven or the hereafter. The Lord Most High has talked about the judgment day on earth. If people can start relating that Holy Quran to earth, to the now, and relate that Holy Quran to the book of Revelation, which the Lord is breaking the seal of that, opening it up for the people, and we're going to have this information out to the people soon enough. But they have to make that real in order to become aware and spiritualized.
Yes, sir. If you like any of the things you said on this program, the Lord is blessing us to go further in this. They said, this is the time, this is the hour the Lord's promised to come. And people are looking for the truth. And the truth is out there. The Lord is here. The Lord is the truth. Many people want to deal, again, with the fantasy and into the emotional. The Lord says through His message, is making it plain and clear for you that seeking to truly be guided in this day and time, in this hour, because the Lord is showing the signs of going in the world today, the massive signs of destruction. The Lord is taking down this world. And people are looking for the Lord, and they say, well, I can't find it. Where's the Lord? Where's the Lord? And the Lord letting us know that it is not pleased with any other religions. They've all fallen.
The turnaround of the society, the lowering of the politicians and the so-called powers that be, in the face of the people.
The Lord is something. That's all People really listen to what's being said to you this day. Really hearken to this message the Lord is sending now. This is your time for salvation to be had, to be given unto you from the Lord freely. The Lord said something in the book again in the Bible. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because they're not experiencing what the Lord is sending today. But now the experience can truly be had. That relationship can be had with the Lord Most High, and His relationship what is given to from you today. We're going to thank you enough. Time is running out. I see the Lord is showing us, but May you enjoy what you've heard of this program and I have a moment. If you have any questions or comments, you may write us at A.H.A.D Incorporated, Post Office Box 8795, Newark, New Jersey, 07103. That's A.H.A.D Incorporated, Post Office Box 8795, Newark, New Jersey, 07103. This has been an A.H.A.D moment.
I just want to add that if someone really want to get some information to something very important, it would be good if they could hand deliver it or special deliver it and call us to let us know that they have sent it so that we can receive it, because there's been, for some reason, we've been missing our mail. Our mail's been intercepted in some kind of way. We haven't been receiving everything. So if there's something very important, please